Good morning. It is 6:56 a.m. on what day? Thursday, August 23rd, 2018. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. I am slightly more ahead of schedule than I have been the last couple of days at the equivalent time. I am fortunate and just kind of lucky in that regard. I just kind of woke up and was able to get up a little bit easier. Excuse me. I guess I'm not actually recording this any that much earlier, but I've less additional things I need to do this morning. I don't know. Anyway, I am still a little bit fuzzy, but that's okay. I'm doing all right. It's partly just, normal wake up stuff. Getting the caffeine in me, getting things moving. So, last night's D&D was pretty fun. Had a fun fight with the party against an undead beholder, also known as a death tyrant. And it was pretty exciting because even though the party emerged victorious, spoilers, the it felt tense. It was, I think, one of the first times in a while that the party, I think, felt really challenged. A fight that was not just going to take a while to winnow down, but that there seemed like there was potential risk. And that was satisfying, I think, on everybody's part. Now, obviously, the potential hazard, at least with trying to shoot for that feeling of risk, is that the easiest way generally to produce the feeling of risk is to have there be an actual threat of risk, in which case it's possible that something terrible might happen. Ooh. But I suppose that's just the game, right? One of the things that I have learned watching some of the various other dungeon masters that I enjoy, and I would include Chris Perkins of Dice Camera Action, Matt Mercer of Critical Role. In those regards, I think my other favorite would be Griffin McElroy from the Adventure Zone. However, he has a very different style that's different kind of than what I'm doing. So although I enjoy him very much, I'm not necessarily drawing lessons from him in the same way in this regard. But one of the things that I really enjoy about the way Chris Perkins does his dungeon mastering in Dice Camera Action is that he is definitely not afraid to let bad stuff happen. And even though he generally always finds a way for the player to keep playing, he's definitely not shying away from having everything turn out. It's like bad stuff definitely happens and he just goes ahead and lets it happen and then he figures out what to do from there instead of trying to keep everything steered onto a straight and narrow path, which I admire. I kind of like that. And I've been trying to keep in mind an attitude of let things happen. Don't get caught up in feeling like there's one action or direction that the story can go and get frustrated if it's not going that way. Just no. That's part of the wonders of this game. You set up a situation, you put some characters in it, and you see what happens instead of assuming that you know what will happen and then trying to steer it otherwise. So yeah. Anyway, but last night's session was pretty fun, and I think everyone had a good time. And yeah, so feeling good about that. Tonight, I think I'm going to be watching Apocalypse Now for purposes of it's the next movie on the AFI list for watching 100 movies. And I'll talk maybe a little bit more about that tomorrow. But that's a movie that I was borderline obsessed with for a little while. Uh, not that I don't still really love it, but I think I sort of needed it for a while in my head to be more than just a movie in a complicated way. It's I don't know. I'll talk more about that maybe tomorrow. Anyway, I will leave it there for today and talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.